Well then, the time when the video was shot at past PM in the 18th of April, it was not quite 2 o'clock. Shanghai was locked down for almost 28 days. I was totally speechless. I cannot go out. Packages halted, which means I cannot go working. Nor can I do the laptop reviews. So we think, why not do some popularization programs? So that we can keep making some new videos, and also share with you some of our own understanding of laptop industry in recent years. Today we are going to talk about how does a laptop come into the world. We are going to make 2 videos to comb through this topic. Average consumers might not find them interesting. However, for those gamers who are truly interested in laptops, learning laptop manufacturing process helps them understand why the manufacturers would make some seemingly weird decisions and designs. Alright, no more random chat, let's begin. First, identify market demand. Usually, the process of product design starts by collecting demand. In 12 to 18 months before the launch of a laptop, it would be in preparation. MFers think that laptop is goods. It's product, they're sold to customers and end profits made. In order to sell well during design, market demands are the priority. So how do the manufacturers achieve that? To put it simply, they would make a persona for the target markets. They calculate types in the local market. Those hot sales can basically show the preference of local consumers. Because of different demands among areas, models sold well in China might not sell well overseas, also vice versa. Simple example, a 2-in-1 laptops have a small share in China, but quite popular in other countries, such as Surface series of Microsoft. Therefore, it is very necessary to do research in different markets. As long as sales are quite good, there will be a variety of types in future. For collecting these sales figures, merely feedbacks from sales staff are far from enough. To learn the whole market, pros are needed for help. They often turn to market intelligence firms for collection, such as the celebrated GfK and IDC, both reputed statisticians. Every quarter, sales managers would track current trends through those reports. Which sells well? Which ones do not? Figures tell all the facts, except consumer preference. Another thing counts too. That is to keep up with the iteration rate. We mentioned that it takes roughly 1.5 years from plan to launch. During this time, the types of product on the market can vary greatly. Therefore, manufacturers have rough predictions of new products. Sales managers make a product manual at this time. In this, there are advice for the model improvement, and also a prediction of the form change of products in the future. Once aiming at the trend, we will naturally have soaring sales. Laptop form changes take place many times these years. Like, we say, in 2019, all the flagship gaming laptops were thick, Alienware with area 51 meters, ROG with G703 series. In 2021, thinner laptop with great performance was embraced with popularity. Alienware with X17, and ROG is featured with Zephyrus. We can see that, after several years of attempt, the thin gaming laptops are more popular among the public. So they're no longer focused on specs of gaming laptops, but making them thinner and lighter with great performance. Except high-end laptops, so are mainstream ones. After gens of upgrades in mainstream gaming laptops, they have better thermals, with narrower bezels, better function, higher refresh rate on the screen, and surely wider color gamut. Each iteration is market analysis with improving efforts. Without these, the manufacturers still stick to the old designs and styles, and they will suffer losses in sales. With the correct prediction, their new technologies, if mature, can be used in new model. And the good use can have surprising results. Among our ranking list of last year, S-Rank Flow X13 and Alienware X17 both have uniqueness. X17 having more fans, Flow 13 external GPU, rare among the same type of product. These techs might not be patents. Most of them, however, are the exclusive and outstanding designs. Unique products always catch consumers' attention. Certainly, besides manufacturers' R&D, it depends more on what the chip suppliers can offer. Manufacturers need close contact with suppliers for better resources to be ahead in spec selection. Okay, the planning is almost done by now. About 2 months have passed up to present. Sorting materials at hand, the R&D depth stars design. So often, firm has multiple lineups. The best seller is to be the template. On the existing models, designers would make some alterations and innovations. The alterations fixes flaws of the last gen, like Mux is missing in all last gen product of ROG. It's a standard in this gen. Innovation is newness. Form prediction and market data are the reference for the step. for exterior change or new feature. Only the changes lure the customers. It's worth noting, when competing performance, like game laptops, models gotta keep up with upgrading rates of Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA. To be frank, OEM working as the assembly plants, all laptops OEM manufacturers design rely on upstream stability. A chip suppliers usually make a roadmap for upgrade time nodes and products, which is known as the product roadmap. Manufacturers know what chips to be released at what time. When they finish new design before that timing and start new mass production, the new product is released. Completion relies on R&D timing, tech reserve, efficiency, and objective matters. The Xiaomi gaming laptop is a great case. The time processor of the 8th gen was coming, but a new laptop with the 7th just launched, causing an awkward situation. Back to the design. Manufacturers design thermal, motherboard, and whole layout by hardware design specification. Obviously, different thermal scales vary with chips. High-performance CPUs of AMD and Intel differ in performance with varied power consumptions. We have talked about the topic in our previous video. And the performance improvement need reasonable heat design. Giving full play to the chips is the major battlefield of every R&D team. During this design stage, manufacturers follow the principle that the satisfactory products are made with the lowest cost. If users can't be satisfied, they will surely prioritize costs. Because for a company, gains ensure survival and promise to win customers back. For instance, why did Lenovo launch the thin mainstream product, Legion Slim 7i, while HP did not do that? Clearly, Lenovo thought that within $1,500. Thin gaming laptops make profit, but HP felt those customers wouldn't consider this form. Forget it. Return to upgrade the Omen series. They have different understandings of positioning. Most of manufacturers would not innovate on the mainstream models, as it's not for charity. All the goods pursue profit. Customers won't like the screw-ups, causing severe results. So among laptops from $750 to $1,050, rarely can we see the gaudy designs like external GPU, 4 fans, or RGB. The design ends 6 months before launching. The next step is to do proofing of design drawing based on the first design. The test is done by depths. Usually, proofing has many steps. Every company has their own processes. To my knowledge, engineers finish the first verification because a laptop is co-produced by varying depths. From paper to product, small bugs are unavoidable. If a new product uses metal cases, the old Wi-Fi antenna layout may lead to bad signal. Or the last gen has 90W GPU, and now it was 140W GPU. Due to the big jump, the new thermal module might not ensure cooling. So they test the samples to see if it meets the expectations. After the verification, samples have reached the standard of mass production. Of course, test is not over yet. A secondary is collecting thoughts on modification. Problems in this step include: does it meet the previous demands? Which features can still be improved? If new bugs occur which were not found before, how to fix them? And probably could the cost be reduced even any further? Many are involved in this process. Some manufacturers even ask KOLs for opinions, precisely like us. Product managers sometimes visit with samples, and we give them opinions on the modification. Receiving opinions, they adjust time and cost and implement the plans. In modification, contradictions may arise. For those global models, the preferences differ among countries. Varying feedbacks will naturally be received at last if a product can't meet all the demands simultaneously. For instance, the design of the power button of Omen 8 is indeed in very weird positions. We have asked the product manager for the Chinese mainland, and the response was, the design is very likely catered more to the preference of other countries. The departments in some countries have louder voice than others. Some focus on Chinese mainland, emphasizing on valuing users and KOLs' opinions there. But some prefer European and American markets, from which more suggestions are adopted. The hardware modifications are harder and costlier than software customization, so manufacturers prefer larger markets to cater to most customers. After all those are done, the later test samples might be very close to the ultimate models, just being different in color and hardware batch. At this point, proofing and the test come to the end. Alright, in this video, we talked about demand identification, product design, proofing, and test process. You might notice that, previous to mass production, it in fact takes a lot of efforts and a lot of time spent in the process. After the proofing and test, the next step comes production. Then, how many steps in production? For brands that use the ODM models, how do they manufacture laptops? From the factory to your hands, where else does a laptop go through? Is the production finished when you get the laptop? All the questions are answered in next video. A laptop is born too. Okay, that is all for this video. If you indeed like this video, please be kind to give a thumb up. In addition to that, we would be much appreciated if you can repost and subscribe it to show your support. Or you can also share the video with your friends. Due to this pandemic, our studio still can't release reviews regularly. Recording and production are longer. Here I extend my sincere apology to you. Well then, okay, to give info and guidance, BIBA Laptops, I'm Juan.